AEW star Will Ospreay says he doesn't enjoy WWE and says in-ring he doesn't think anyone from that side matches any of AEW's guys. An update on the shareholder lawsuit involving Vince McMahon, as well as an update when it comes to Janelle Grant's lawsuit against the former WWE chairman. Could Cody Rhodes be set to return to WWE television this weekend at Backlash? The Good Brothers reportedly are back with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tetsuya Naito discusses if he's heard from AEW after his departure from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Details on a rumor on why AEW rarely used EJ and Duka. Thekla reportedly has sound of AEW after a teaser last night on Dynamite, and several matches and segments are confirmed for tonight's edition of TNA Impact. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Before we begin, as you can see right there, we are at 21,411 subscribers. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and join the ever-expanding WNU, that being the Wrestling News universe. In addition, you can scan the QR code on screen right there and become members of the WN365 roster. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. Whilst checking out the sidebar, you can also see all upcoming watch-alongs and post-shows live on the channel, including this weekend for WWE Backlash. Now, let's begin with Will Ospreay throwing some shade at AEW's main competitor, that being WWE. Now, Will Ospreay, of course, has established himself as one of the best wrestlers in the world, first in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now in All Elite Wrestling. Though Ospreay is All Elite, he has shown respect for WWE wrestlers in the past, notably Ricochet and Mercedes Moné, before they also joined AEW. Speaking to the Daily Star, Ospreay was asked if there is a rivalry with WWE or if there is more respect between the sides than fans might believe. He said, quote, "I think deep down we know WWE is a machine and an animal. They're in giant stadiums and doing so good. A lot of people look at us and think we're doing it wrong because WWE is doing this. No, there are different ways of doing it. I got into WWE when I was a kid, but when I became a teenager, I thought it was lame. There were certain guys I enjoyed, like Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Randy Orton is sick. After a while, I was like, this is so pantomiming. People would go, especially coming up in wrestling, less is more. Is it? I'm bored. If it's the same stuff recycled over and over again, every now and then, you get something cool like the CM Punk Pipe Bomb promo. WWE are on fire now, but not even as a viewer, as a wrestler, I just don't enjoy it. I haven't watched WrestleMania. From what I've heard, it wasn't the best Mania. Maybe Io, Rhea, and Bianca was the only sick match. The three of them are sick. They are three of the best wrestlers, period. For me, I was just never a WWE guy. I respect it, and I respect the guys doing it. That schedule is crazy, and they are commendable for doing it. I don't like the show. I don't like the style of wrestling. I don't like the presentation. It's gotten better. I love the one-shots that they do, but I've never been a big fan of it. When AEW came along and they went with the more sports-based style, it was something I could sink my teeth into. Even this isn't sports-based at all, more presentation. When Hangman comes out with a Dark Order by his side, that segment still gives me goosebumps. That's how you take a group of nobodies, that's who the Dark Order are, a group of misfits, and they told this beautiful story about coming together and their cowboy leader. This is sick. I don't want to use the word cinema, but it was like a beautiful movie that was portrayed right in front of our eyes, and I couldn't believe this is AEW. I love that. I love the fact they do stuff like an exploding barbed wire death match. It didn't go according to plan, but they're daring to try those things. There are lessons. If I want to be the next guinea pig for that match, I'm happy to volunteer myself to do an exploding barbed wire death match. Of course, I respect WWE and I admire everyone there. A lot of people think I hate Triple H, and I really don't. I've never met the guy before in my life. For me, there is always this little bit of rivalry where I'll be like, yeah, you guys are the biggest, you guys draw the bigger houses, you guys got the bigger deals, but the moment the bell rings, I think we're better than all of them. On my worst day, I'm better than a lot of the guys in the ring. In-ring, promo, you guys have a bunch of guys. Punk is sick. Roman Reigns is sick. There are still things I need to catch up on. In-ring, I generally don't think there is anyone from that side that matches any of our guys. So what are your thoughts on his comments there? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Now, let's go over to updates when it comes to the lawsuits regarding former WWE CEO and chairman Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is resisting producing documents related to sexual misconduct allegations as part of the ongoing WWE shareholder lawsuit, according to a new motion. The suit was filed in November 2023 in Delaware's Court of Chancery, led by the Laborers District Council and Contractors Pension Fund of Ohio, alleging that McMahon predetermined the process that led to WWE's merger with UFC under Endeavor to become TKO. It's claimed in the complaint that McMahon favored a deal with Endeavor because other potential buyers were unwilling to retain him due to the allegations against him. The case is now in the discovery process, with the plaintiff seeking non-privileged materials from January 1st, 2022 through March 12, 2024. However, a public version of the motion from April 29th was recently filed this week, as reported by Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, wherein the plaintiffs asked the court to compel McMahon to respond to discovery requests related to sexual misconduct topics, including allegations of sexual misconduct, non-disclosure payments, and investigations. It's argued that these materials are relevant to McMahon's motivations for regaining control of the board in January 2023 and leading the company into its merger. The new filing states that McMahon has declined to produce documents on those topics unless they explicitly discuss the merger or involve certain executives, and has improperly excluded key internal communications such as messages reflecting McMahon's thought process when allegations emerged against him in 2022 and communications with directors he removed from the board. It stated that the plaintiffs are not seeking to relitigate the merits of underlying sexual misconduct allegations or assess the rigor of any investigation. Rather, plaintiffs are focused on obtaining discovery about how the sexual misconduct topics impacted McMahon's motivations and decision-making. McMahon has until May 14th to oppose the motion. Now, of course, that's a shareholder lawsuit, but another one is the lawsuit involving former WWE employee Janelle Grant. Now, Connecticut judge Sarah F. Russell has accepted Janelle Grant's amended complaint in her lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE. Grant initially filed the lawsuit in January 2024, alleging that during her time working for the company, she was sexually assaulted and trafficked by McMahon and Laurinaitis, with WWE as a company accused of fostering an environment for such behavior to occur. In January, Grant filed an amended version of her complaint, prompting the defendants to petition the amended complaint to be rejected by the court. It was argued that Grant's amended complaint was done in bad faith, bringing undue public prejudice to the defendants by taking advantage of the civil docket system. However, Russell rejected those arguments and found Grant to have met the threshold to revise her complaint. Russell's decision does not reflect any evaluation of the material fact of Grant's allegations, nor does it address the defendant's request to move to arbitration. Quote, "I am not convinced the amendments are offered in bad faith," Russell noted in the order. Quote, "It is certainly clear that some of Grant's proposed amendments include facts she knew or should have known when she filed the initial complaint. But her newly pleaded facts do not deprive defendants of their ability to timely assert that her claims are subject to arbitration. I accordingly decline to find her amendments are in bad faith," end quote. Now, the defendants have consistently pushed for the case to be moved into arbitration, owing to a clause in the original non-disclosure agreement Grant signed with McMahon in January 2022. Grant's attorneys argues that the clause and the agreement became legally void due to McMahon's failure to uphold his duties to said agreement. Russell has also ruled to stay the discovery process, effectively siding with the defendants' arguments that it would be premature to begin that process. The defendants are expected to file another motion to compel arbitration by June 13th, after which Grant is expected to file a response in opposition by July 11th, and she can also file for a motion-related discovery by June 23rd. Defendants can then file an opposition to discovery by June 30th, and an optional response to any opposition to arbitration by August 1st. Quote, "We are grateful that Judge Sarah Russell let the facts prevail today and granted our motion to amend Janelle Grant's complaint against Vince McMahon and WWE," Grant's representatives was said when asked for comment. "The amended complaint is essential to understanding the extent of McMahon's abuse and trafficking of Miss Grant and the degree to which WWE failed her. We look forward to moving forward with Miss Grant's amended complaints and taking another step towards bringing the truth to light and ensuring Miss Grant's allegations against McMahon and WWE are taken seriously." Now let's go over to WWE Backlash this weekend and an update if we could see former WWE Champion Cody Rhodes at the PLE. Cody Rhodes' year-long run as WWE Champion came to an end at WrestleMania 41 when John Cena defeated him in the main event of Night 2 thanks to help from Travis Scott. Following his crushing defeat in the WrestleMania main event, we have not seen Cody on WWE TV, with Cena set to defend his title against Randy Orton at Backlash in St. Louis this Saturday. With Cody's absence, many have wondered how long it will be until he returns to WWE television, which could potentially happen as soon as Backlash. In an update from PW Insider, there has been at least one pitch for Cody to make his return to TV at Backlash, though they have not heard if that is 100% the direction the company will go for the show. Cody is advertised for a number of upcoming WWE Premium Live events, including Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and Clash in Paris. Cody is also advertised for the May 16th episode of SmackDown, which is the first show following Backlash. Now, an update here on the Good Brothers, working once again with New Japan Pro Wrestling. The duo have been teased by the Young Bucks as their mystery partners for New Japan Resurgence this weekend. Well, there's always the possibility of a swerve. Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, are now working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Gallows and Anderson are doing media to promote Resurgence show this weekend. The deal was agreed upon quite a while back, but couldn't be promoted because the duo were technically under WWE contract. Now, speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, of course, they're adjusting to life without Tetsuya Naito. Tetsuya Naito finished up with New Japan Pro Wrestling at Wrestling Dontaku on May 4th, competing in his last scheduled match with the promotion. Naito had been working as a freelancer since his contract expired on January 31st. It was announced on April 16th they would be departing the company as the two sides mutually agreed to not renew his deal. Speaking to Tom Fain of Monthly Progress, Naito was asked if he had heard from Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks since his New Japan departure. Quote, Kenny, Matt, Nick, unfortunately, I don't have their contact information and I never contacted them myself. I haven't been in touch with anyone at AEW at all, unfortunately. Aren't they surprised at the news of Naito becoming a freelancer? Questioned Naito. Omega previously said he was surprised at the news of Naito leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. Asked if he thought his chapters with Omega and Kazuchika Okada were coming to an end, Naito replied, quote, that's difficult. Jay White, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada. It was so much fun getting to wrestle them, and I'd like to get in the ring with them again someday. Of course, all of those names are currently signed with All Elite Wrestling. Speaking of AEW, a bit of an update here on EJ Nduka. His 2-year run with All Elite Wrestling recently came to an end, with it being revealed that Nduka had parted ways with the promotion after his contract expired and he is officially a free agent once again. Despite signing with the company in 2023, EJ Nduka was hardly ever used on AEW television, and he didn't make his televised debut until June 2024, when he briefly appeared as part of Swerve Strickland's entourage, which you can see on the screen. Nduka then began wrestling in Ring of Honor, including forming a tag team with Lee Johnson, but he hasn't wrestled for the brand since January of this year. Following Nduka's AEW exit, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select noted there was a rumor in All Elite Wrestling that the promotion found it hard to put Nduka next to anyone without him physically outshining the other talent, which contributed to him rarely appearing on television. Following the initial report, though, Sean Ross Sapp revealed on X that AEW has definitively refuted said rumor. Now, let's go over to an AEW signing here. We spoke about this morning on the morning news video. Fightful Select reported it last week. AEW teased it this week, and the deal is done. Thekla is on her way to All Elite Wrestling. Fightful Select reporting they have learned that after planning her move to the United States for quite some time, she agreed to terms with All Elite Wrestling and officially signed. The deal was in the works for quite some time. Thekla had representation to help her navigate the process of moving to North America and exploring her options. Fightful Select say they were told last year that WWE had their eye on her when scouting international talent. And finally, a match has been confirmed for tonight's edition of TNA Impact on Access TV. TNA took to social media on Wednesday to announce that Rosemary will face Lee Yingli in a singles match on this week's episode of TNA Impact. Of course, this match comes after Lee and Rosemary teamed at the Countdown to Rebellion show back in April. In addition to that, we've got a TNA International Championship match. It's a dog collar match as Steve Macklin faces Eric Young, one of the final matches in which blading is allowed in TNA wrestling. We've also got Mustafa Ali facing Trey Miguel. Trick Williams, that's right, WWE NXT's Trick Williams will open the show too. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.